Complete bounty game, bounty or most wanted. Great. Welcome to my channels. It's like, how many channels you have? How many channels you have? Like too many. Honestly, yeah, I'm everywhere. I'm all over. Alright, welcome. That went down smooth. My ex, the other day, he was like, just so you know, I don't drink because it tastes terrible. I was like, okay, whatever you say there, buddy, or whatever you say. Don't come fucking crying to me when you want to fucking drink, because I'm just gonna say, oh, you don't drink anything. So, update on fucking Buddy. So, he just was denied fucking living status, and now has 3 months to vacate. And he just set up a business, and he was just getting himself off the ground. And now they're like, no, sirree, sir, you need to fucking leave. And he was like, not about that, and now he's gonna have to, and it's gonna be really fucking weird. I kind of hope that he figures it out because it just doesn't make sense. Like a lot of like what I hear in a regular day, it's like, oh, that doesn't add up. Well, that doesn't really make sense. Oh, like, and then I start to think to myself, like, is everybody just fucked up on drugs? Like, what if that's the answer? What if everyone's just fucking cracked out of their fucking heads? Like, nothing actually makes any sense anymore, you know? And the only answer is fucking pharmaceuticals, doctors, and drugs. Those are the fucking answers to all the fucking questions out there. Pharmaceuticals, doctors, and fucking drugs. Has to be. Has to be the answer.
Check your gear and weapons.
Has
We'll
to
be
be the
deployed shortly.
answer.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Prep time's over. Now you deploy to the war zone.
Now this is a squad. We got the green light. You're going to the war zone. Grab your gear and shoot. You're up in 3. You are cleared hot on all threats. Watch your ass down.
Taylor Lautner and Taylor Swift. Holy shit. But if they got married, they would both be Taylor Lautner and they wouldn't be Taylor Swift. They would both.
Buy back.
We'd both be Taylor Lautner.
Grab the cash and be the last team alive to win. Cash out early? No worries.
Like, oh, I'm Taylor Lautner. No, I'm Taylor Lautner. No, I am. No, I am. It's like, oh my god, you both are. Like, that's so funny. No way. She is such a sweetheart. You know what? There's not a lot of celebrities that are down to earth like Taylor Swift. Like, she will take a photo with me. Really. Like, who does that? Like, there was one time I was watching her and she was, like, doing a dinner or something. And there's a camera, and the camera goes across her, and she's like, "Oh hey!" And the other two girls that are like super famous is like, "Oh, they missed that call. Oh, they missed
Enemy
that
dropping
call,
into the
bro."
AO.
Fuck that bitch.
Sorry. I only got one target enough. BS. BS.
Marking contract.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Hostile located. Shit. You gotta do better than that.
He's probably
You're the
smoking
target
a
of a
big
most wanted
bowl.
contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to close it.
Ooh.
You're losing ground. Move it.
Ew, I hate this. Give me something to replace that thing that I picked up with. Where the
The
fuck?
enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
Like, how did
Your
you even
squad
shoot
mate was
me?
eliminated. Most wanted contract failed.
What is the rarest armor set in Tears of the Kingdom? Maybe it's the Zonite set. You get this set by flying around to Sky Islands and looking at little chests like a little sky rat. It's a pretty cool set too. It increases the amount of time you can use a Zonite device. It could be the Amiibo sets. And I call them the Amiibo sets because you can get these sets in Breath of the Wild by scanning Amiibo. To get these sets, you have to go to the Sky Islands, find chests with old maps, go to the depths, and use the maps to find the X's, and that's where the armor set will be. That's a crazy amount of effort for a Skyward Sword outfit that isn't even faithful to the original. The hero set makes a lot of sense too. You have to complete all 152 shrines in the game just for a set that, me personally, am not a fan of. Link's eyes are all weird and his body proportions are all off. But the rarest armor set in Tears of the Kingdom is undoubtedly an armor set that doesn't make me feel things. What is the rarest armor set in Tears of the Kingdom? Maybe it's the Zonite set. You get this set by
There's only a few days left for a mouth-watering offer from Dave & Buster's. Become a D&B Rewards member today and get 50% off our entire
From children's stories to Instagram aesthetics, from the Lord of the Rings to pagan religions, things like elves and fairies are everywhere in our culture. But where do they come from? Are they real? And most importantly, why are we so fascinated with them? Today, we're gonna delve into this enigma together. But before we start, if you like stories, fairy tales, legends, and mythology, do click the subscribe button down below and ring the bell to be notified about every new video. That's staying really
We're headed to the
popular.
war zone.
Always,
Get geared
like
up and stand by.
when I was a child, would spend all my school breaks in the library, reading Silmarillion and The Lord of the Rings, being an overall nerd. I never stopped. But even I gonna recognize in the last 1 or 2 years since the start of the there's been an explosion of references to elves and fairies popular culture. I've been wondering, why is that? Perhaps if you're on Instagram or another social media, you've realized there's an aesthetics phenomenon going on. And one of these aesthetics is fairycore, another one is elfcore, another one is goblincore. And you see people from all over the world dressed in pointy ears,
Enemy soldier incoming.
ethereal clothing.
Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
Now, what is this telling us about our culture and about ourselves? To extent, we examine the history and folklore of fairy.
This is your family now. Word came down. We are green to go. So gear up, grab your chutes. We're going to the war zone. Rules of engagement are simple. Weapons free on all threats.
Oxford English Dictionary has in stories picture like a small person with
I'll see you on the other side. Buyback. Money is power, soldiers. Line your pockets with enough cash and you'll redeploy to the war zone automatically. Last team standing wins.
Fairy is defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as a supernatural being of diminutive size that uses magic to meddle for good or evil in human affairs. Etymologically, it comes from the Latin fata or fate. After the count recipes, by the way, the Latin word begins to mean from the thought of the fair and the door
Or?
Enemies dropping into the AO. Objectives to eliminate all targets.
Whatever, I got a bunch.
Anglo-Saxon and Celtic. If you want to make more in-depth videos about these traditions and fairy lore, do let me know down below. The most important thing to know about elves in the Scandinavian context is that they were conceived as otherworldly beings, so not inhabiting the same world as humans do. The word for elves was alv, although experts, please tell me if I'm pronouncing this correctly. This term only really applied to male elves. There were no female elves as such. It's particularly interesting, but in a lot of the literature, when people talk about the gods,
Okay, so I can do a hunter mission. So.
Marking contract.
Phrase that's used and elves. That the elves are just the name of the gods such as Freya, while also possibly Swedish figures.
Gas is closing in.
And usually already from the Christian era, so they are affected by the religion in the Eddas.
Positive ID on the bounty targets. Hunt them down.
But the experts basically say divided into other opposite groups, one evil and ugly, one good and beautiful. So the elves characterize figures that are ambiguous, close to us, but not quite like us. Why are there no female elves? Instead of elf, there are two other words that are often used, Isir and Norn. You may be familiar with the Norns, which are three supernatural maidens that sit by the root of Yggdrasil, the tree of the world, and weave the fates of men. But there is no real reason to think that there were really only three of them. In texts like the Thrillum Rithida, Wayland's Ballad, and
Requesting counter UAV!
Solid copy. Counter UAV running signals interference.
Female gender role. Wallen is described through a held neck, which is usually used to describe human female speech, and he also adopts a rather passive attitude.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
They are characterized as being warlike, because usually associated show us ethereal or invisible beings in any way, but rather anthropomorphic ones, so similar to humans, in neither good nor evil. But later in the Anglo-Saxon period, there starts a process of demonization. In 1598,
Counter UAV disengaging.
the witch hunts, a healer named Androman was executed for confessing to encounters with fairies. This process of feminization of the word elf, so from gender non-conforming transforming males into dangerous, attractive females who with the womanly wiles endanger the male human inhibitors. And this seduction was often achieved by inducing altered states of mind, which was linked to the belief that elves had the power of inflicting illnesses. Think, for example, of Morgan le Fay from Victorian legend, sometimes thought to be Morgan's wife. Here, it is about more and more agonists of Arthur, his court, and all that is good and orderly and Christian. And there is this episode in which witches and seducers and still attempting to kill the king. What is this? That generally female dominance. The fairy queen appears much more often in text than the fairy king. This is clearly different from what happened in historical society. During the medieval period, it became more and more subservient to men. So functionally, they set up both supposed alternative to society, but also through the demonization of this mirror image as a way to maintain and reinforce societal values. So before the medieval period, the concept of gender wasn't necessarily aligned.
You got a loadout drop inbound.
It was more about a strong, independent, and hard gender and a soft, dependent, and self.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Not only align gender with biological sex, but to also curtail the rights of
Where
women
the
like
fuck?
Alices, nuns, and unmarried women, as well as controlling their sexual image of the Queen of Fairies, which characterized as dangerous and evil, also goes a long way to separating human females who have agency and try to be leaders of their lives, sex lives. Let's go on to the cultural context. Both the original inhabitants of Ireland as well as all gods of the territory. In the cultural context, fairies are usually connected to landscape creatures such as hills, mountains, trees,
Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better. Gas moving in.
Are dangerous. They inhabit an other world that has connections with the human world at specific places and times. For example, a specific wood, specific lake, or which is very interesting, a burial ground. And the times that you are most likely to encounter fairies were ambiguous, such as dawn, noon, and dusk, and Fridays apparently, for some reason. In Celtic folklore, fairies weren't friendly at all. They were often dangerous to humans and would carry them off into a world never to return or leave them with an illness, such as a lame arm, leg,
New order,
blind
kid.
eye, or other problems.
We got intel there might be key information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. Now get out there and get to work.
Say the king of fairy in a Scottish ballad, there's a dog. Let's get back to Thomas the Rhymer. He was left with a tongue that cannot lie, so that afterwards he was thought of as a prophet. Not being able to lie also has its problems, so... That's a very loud dog. Going into Elfland would be very dangerous, but it could also be empowering. However, most people did not want to have any special powers and didn't want to encounter fairies at all. So they used amulets like iron or a cross, and generally, just avoided those times and places. Other legends also point to ambiguous and liminal times, such as childbirth, as times when humans are particularly susceptible to the influence of fairies. In the ballad of Sir Orfeo, the main character has to go rescue his wife from the fairy king who has abducted her, and while he is in Elfland, he discovers a gallery of people who have also been taken by the fairies, among whom are many women in childbirth. In most of Celtic folklore, being either at an ambiguous time of your life, such as childbirth, or being part of a marginal group of society, such as a traveling bard or low-class merchant, also made you open to being abducted. What are the key common elements among all these folkloric traditions? First, there is a certain otherness that involves a close relationship, but also a separate existence, so they have a shared ambiguity that also affects how they relate.
Check your weapons, check your gear. We're holding for deployment.
Also a natural negative. close connection to the land. Increasing population outwards are also all subsequently demonized as Christianization and particularly
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
So how do we get from the amphibious, dangerous, and of folkloric traditions to the daily to Keaton-friendly fairies of today's begins in the 12th century with the literary Arthurian tradition, where a lot of fairies bobbing around. And
All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized.
Study of folklore, fairy tale collections for children, and scientific theories about the origin of fairies.
New orders, kids.
So let's talk about
We got intel there might be key information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. Now get out there and get to work.
Let's roll. Buyback. Grab the cash and be the last team alive to win. Cash out early? No worries. You'll automatically redeploy to the war zone, as long as you have the funds. Strongholds located. Targets are marked on your TAC map.
She refuses to engage in consumeristic and materialistic trade practices. On the other side of the equation, overall, European fairies represent this materialistic and imperialistic tendency. The 19th century, in the Premium War, industrial
Of course you did. But I can't. It's too good.
Was speaking such a rapid pace that he thought about traditional ways of life.
No, I can't actually.
Discounted try and collect stories, traditions, and customs.
The thing about smoking weed, and what everyone forgets, is I have a held card to smoke weed that my doctor prescribes me because it helps with my allergies. Well, bam, my doctor signed off on it.
At this stage, it is
So it's legal for me no matter what.
And the transformation of legends and fairy tales. In
This
these
is
stories, we often
kinda-
see fairies and other supernatural beings as helpers to the main human hero. And most importantly, we also see the displacement of these important narratives to our
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
We'll get to some bitches next time.
Okay, the gun was way
Gas is
better,
moving.
and I stood my ground.
Going from primitive
Wow,
stages
115.
to the most evolved stages of society, which of course they themselves represent different industrial, modern, scientific society, and they also be called superior to those in the lower thought. This development of society was reflected in the development of that was apparently appealing to societies at a lower level in this cultural evolution would logically, according to this theory, also be appealing to undeveloped individual humans, that is, children. So we start to see the element of danger in fairies and elves being tamed to fit narratives that were viable for telling people. I mean, I guess abductions and seductions don't really fit. Historians also have some theories about the origin of the fairies, and these involve first a very old theory, the idea that fairies were either neutral angels that in the dispute between the god and the devil weren't good enough to be in heaven, nor evil enough to be in hell, so they just stuck around Earth and caused trouble, and that's why they were thought to be so beautiful. And the extreme version of this theory was that fairies were demons. Another theory was that fairies and elves were representations of the ancestors that, having passed away from human society, now dwelled, for example, in mountains. The third theory that really took flight in Victorian times was the is a racialized theory posited by three human species of beings that inhabited the whole of Europe throughout prehistory, were very small, and were driven into hiding by the arrival of modern humans. Another influential theory was that of the elementals, which thought that there were creatures that represented or lived in or lived the four elements, and fairies, in this theory, belonged to the air. And in the 19th century, theosophists and spiritualists tried to develop this idea into the biological physical theory, which basically thought that fairies were beings tied to vegetation. They were responsible for natural processes such as photosynthesis. The idea that fairies are small, as we think about them today, Tinkerbell, for example, is a rationalization. It was at this time that illustrations of the flower fairies by Cecily Mary Barker became popular. These depict tiny beings in the shape of children with dainty ethereal wings and linked to flowers and plants and gardens, and they're really just very cute. But all these attempts at explaining the origin of fairies attempt to give fairies a scientific base, are a form of disenchantment. That is essentially a tendency stemming from the Enlightenment, according to Max Weber, to reduce the world's mystery to easily explainable and understandable terms.
Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
But does it all end here with disenchantment? I think not. Tolkien rejects the idea that fairies and fairy tales exist specifically for children. In his own work, Tolkien recovers many of the elements of the elves of folktales. All elves are characterized as particularly beautiful, separate in their existence from humans and concerned mostly with themselves, a certain danger. They are also always linked to a pre-capitalist worldview that is always conceptualized as good. The connection to specific places, for example, the elves of Lothlorien, are sort of bound to the land, can't really leave it unless they leave it forever. He also thought that fairy tales were not particularly concerned with fairies and elves as beings in themselves, but rather with a sense of enchantment. So by going into elfland or fairyland,
Gas is inbound.
is part of that very realm, and in the process becomes enchanted themselves. The key element in all of these stories is the protagonist's desire for something beyond the world that they usually inhabit. We will get back to this in a little bit. About today, our more reason where we're so fascinated. Both in the aesthetic and the religious pagan realms, we find that the element of danger is disregarded or lost today. A lot of what we think and believe about fairies has been shaped by the Victorian era rather than by the older pre-industrial and dangerous fairy lore. There is an element of personal connection. Fairies are often treated as fairies are in folktales shaped by Victorian side piece to the central character, which is usually human, instead of complete other ascent with its own existence, like in Cinderella, the fairy godmother helps her go to the ball by providing her with a dress and a huge amount of courage, a woman courage to take new places. Fairies are reduced to human perspective.
Whoa.
The Victorian fairies were intrinsically features in a lot of paganism's environmental discourse. In Iceland, if a road is being built through a natural landscape, it might be a fairy sighting indicating that the fairies are displeased with this development, and sometimes the authorities will reroute the road. Elves and fairies are meant to be guardians of a place. They enable us to have a personal relationship to nature that we feel was lost with industrialization and the division that it introduced between people and the land that sustains them. In fairy lore and elf lore and all these aesthetic movements, there is a sense of belonging carried over from romanticism. People who were happy at past and touched by the corrupting of capitalism and industry. These aesthetics developed during the pandemic, a time when a lot of us came face to face with the hard realities of the system that we live in. So it makes sense that this would make us long for an idealized version of the past. I must also add there is an element of queerness carried over all the way from the Scandinavian and Anglo-Saxon folklore. The ambiguity of fairies and elves in general provides marginalized groups like queer people and disabled people with a space to express themselves more freely. Tolkien end of the first stage, the deep wired human heart, philosopher Byung-Chul Han has claimed that love requires the courage to accept self-negation for the sake of discovering the other. Our contemporary society, centered on self-reference, narcissism, and transparence, is particularly
Okay,
inimical
I
to
can't
this.
anymore.
Haven't you felt
Yeah,
the
that's great.
How was 2020 for you? Super fun, right? Well, if you believe the predictions of Nostradamus and you enjoy 2020, you're going to love what happens next. Today, we're going to cover his famous prophecies of the past and what's in store for the future. So grab your magic mirror, your tinfoil hat, and your anti-zombie
Hey.
spray.
Okay, now this has to go here. Eat time. I gotta. Okay, this is over. Gotta go. Cheers. A little bit longer and up with tea.
Gear up fast, we're about to get evil. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, this is Shadow 01. War zone has been authorized.
Gang's all here. Head shed gave the green light. We're deploying you to the front lines. You're up, grab your chutes. You are cleared hot on all threats. Watch your ass down there.
Let's roll. Buyback. Grab the cash and be the last team alive to win. Cash out early, No worries. You'll automatically redeploy to the war zone, as long as you have the funds. Eliminate all targets in the AO.
Hostile locate. Hostile locate.
Enemies dropping into the AO. You're losing ground. Move it.
Holy shit!
Positive ID on the bounty targets. Hunt them down. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Sorry, man.
Gas is closing in.
Target area marked. You're cleared hot.
Longbow 3-1, target acquired. Strike inbound.
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated. You have a buy station inbound. Deployable buy stations ready. Heads up, an enemy squad marked you as a bounty target. You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. You got gas moving in. Less than 50 enemies remaining. The enemy lost track of you. Good work down there.
How do you do that? Well, good news, I respond. Taking out Lieutenant. I did. It was surprising. Oh, right, but that is the mission objective.
Your objective's simple. Eliminate all bounty targets. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. Gas is moving.
The Firehouse Boys. The shit out of me. I thought I was gonna die.
All bounty targets are KIA. Well done.
Sometimes in life, everything comes right back around. You just gotta be patient. Believe in yourself.
Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Believe in
Loadout drop headed your
I
way.
don't know. I don't want to say anything about fucking anything about it anymore. You know what? I don't know anything. Sometimes you think you know something. Sometimes you think it will go one way. Sometimes you think it would work out for you because you have everything in your hand, but then everything happens to go south. So like, Man, this shit ain't fucking stopping for nobody.
Enemy soldier
Damn.
incoming.
Damn, boy. Damn, boy. Get going, get going. Smoke nobody. Let's go fucking way. That just happened.
Gas is inbound, marking a new safe zone.
How?
Only 25 remain. Gas is moving.
Good.
Less than 25 we're still standing. The enemy took that one, but we'll get them back.
Woo. Yo, I've never seen this, ever. Woo. Oh, fuck, that's scary as fuck. right. All right. Shout out to the K for amazing fucking steak stuff. Boom.
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by. Enemies dropping into the AO.
I see nobody.
All stations, green light. We are deploying to the war zone.
Let's get this shit done. Word came down. We are green to go. So gear up, grab your chutes. We're going to the war zone. Enemy activity will be high. Expect contact early and often.
I'll see you on the other side. Buyback. Grab the cash and be the last team alive to win. Cash out early? No worries. You'll automatically redeploy to the war zone, as long as you have the funds. Strongholds located. Targets are marked on your TAC map. losing ground. Move it. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Hey. Sorry, buddy. Gross.
Friendly UAV is tracking targets. Scan complete. Our UAV tower is disengaging. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. You got gas moving in. You're the target of a most wanted contract. Eliminate threats and secure supply caches to close it. Gas is inbound. Failure ain't fatal. It's just an opportunity to do better. Your squad mate was eliminated. Most wanted contract failed.
New orders, kids. We got intel there might be key information here to finally reveal that mole we've been hunting. Now get out there and get to work.
Use this time for some target practice. Real things coming soon. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Hostile located.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment.
Hostile.
Gang's all here. Head shed gave the green light. We're deploying you to the front lines. Gear up, grab your chutes. Rules of engagement are simple. Weapons free on all threats.
I'll see you on the other side. Buyback. Money is power, soldiers. Line your pockets with enough cash and you'll redeploy to the war zone automatically. Last team standing wins. Primary objective is to eliminate all targets.
Hostile located. Hostile located.
Ooh.
Gas is closing in. got a loadout drop inbound. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located.
Oh,
We lost that one, but we'll get those sumbitches next time.
Visibility of vessels with the twin spotlights mounted on the robotic Distance. Same instance.